everyone. My name is Susan Moregi. I'm a registered nurse, formerly worked at Nairobi Hospital. I'm also a lactation expert. I belong to Kenya Breastfeeding Association. I'm also an infant massage instructor by the International Association, Infant Massage USA. I'm from a workout, also I'm sweating by wheat waters. I am here to educate and support moms who are breastfeeding their babies. There's something I know. Once you give birth at the hospital, in most cases you find the doctor, the nurses tell you, nyonyesha mtoto. But never ever will they tell you how. So I'm here to tell you how to breastfeed a baby, how to latch a baby and attach the baby to the breast. I know everybody, and we're in agreement, even WHO, that breast milk is the best food for a newborn baby up to 6 months. Then after 6 months, you complement feeding. That is, many people call it weaning, but we call it complementary feeding, where you introduce solid and water and still continue breastfeeding. So it's not weaning. Weaning means stopping breastfeeding completely. So after you give birth, be it cesarean section, be it a normal delivery, you'll be told, nyonyesha mtoto, breastfeed your baby. This is what I want you to know. Even if you're pregnant, I want you to know step number 1. If you don't attach or latch the baby properly from day 1, you have complications of breastfeeding, which most people say they have cracked nipples. Susan, help me, I have bleeding nipples, or I have very sore nipples. Soreness is very common for every new mom, but cracked nipples, bleeding nipples is a complication because you didn't latch the baby properly. So many people will tell you, latch the baby. I'm here to teach you how to latch that baby. So my baby is called Charity. The first thing I want you to know is when Charity is going to breastfeed on her mother, Susan. So this is the breast for Susan. This is the breast tissue. There's a areola where the dark part of the breast, and then the nipple. Many people nipple feed the baby instead of latching the baby on the areola. So I want to show you simply, because this is something we keep learning every week about breastfeeding. So if this is the breast for Susan, I want you to remember the baby must be in an alignment, meaning the baby must face the mother. That's why we say stomach to stomach. And I want to see an alignment of the ear, the shoulder and the hip in one alignment. So if my baby is standing like this is not good alignment. I want you to turn the baby faces you, then the stomach to stomach and the hip in this direction. Number 2, I want you to use a pillow. I don't like using the word breastfeeding pillow because not every mother, you know, we serve mothers even from the rural village area, and most of them don't know what breastfeeding pillow is. So I keep saying use any pillow from your bed. Why I'm doing that is because I want the baby Charity to reach me in a more comfortable position. So the first number 1 thing I want to do is you make your back comfortable as much as possible. So you can lean back nicely and make sure Susan is comfortable before the baby comes. Step number 2, get the baby. And if you are wrapping your baby because it's maybe a cold season, I want you to remove all the wraps from the baby, and the baby comes with the way he's dressed, like this. You better now, remember, you put this hand of the baby behind your hand, like that. You hide it behind, then turn the baby stomach to stomach, then get the pillow, support the baby as much as comfortable. Make sure you notice something for those moms who are breastfeeding. You keep, lifting one leg like that, because the side you're breastfeeding becomes like shorter. If you can't do this, you can step on a small stool or a cushion to make sure your leg is a little up. So let's assume Susan is going to breastfeed in this position. So I have my pillow. I position the baby stomach to stomach. I want you to remember something. You need to tickle your baby at the nose, at the tip of the lips, and the baby needs to do a fish-like open wide mouth. They know it. Never allow the baby to have a little open mouth, like then you put in your breast. The baby will nipple feed, and that's why you get nipple pain or cracked nipples. If the baby wide open like a fish or like a gape, most of the areola should be in. Meaning, my baby is plastic, you may not notice that, but I want this whole dark part. If you have a big areola up to here, so we say most of the areola. But if the areola is this size, all this should be in baby's mouth. Should you feel pain while breastfeeding? No. If you feel pain, we are there to help you. I have a product here called Lavi Nipple Balm. This you can start applying it. We have it on our Toto Touch online shop. You take some little of it, apply on the areola and the nipple. Keep applying so that you make sure your areola and the nipple are ready for breastfeeding and they are not dry when the baby comes. It is a very good nipple balm that helps even when breastfeeding. You don't need to wipe it off. It's also good for your ribs because you get cracked ribs, especially if you don't take enough fluid. And when you make sure the baby has attached to the areola, most of it, the baby, how do you know the baby is sucking? You just see some movement. I'm showing you like this because my baby can't do that. So you see the baby sucking, they pause, they swallow. So you see some movement on the ear rope or the nipple of the ear, this part. You just see some movement, they swallow. Some movement, they swallow. What if the baby attaches and you see smacked ribs or pulled in ribs, right? You have to discharge the baby's breastfeeding. How do you do it? Don't pull off the baby from the breast, right? Don't do that because the baby will pull your nipple and it's very sensitive and painful. So what you do, if this is me, the baby is in, you take one of your finger, you pass through the tip or the side of the ribs, you go in until you secure your nipple and pull it backward. So the baby will open and you're safe. So how long should a baby breastfeed? We say every baby is different. Let me say this. Some attach to the breast and they sleep so quick. That's why we come in and train you or support you to know why the baby is sleeping so quick, especially when they are very newborn. Don't expect them to feed for an hour. Actually, when they are pretty newborn, 5-10 minutes, they are done. Remember, there's formula kid milk. Formula milk is what looks watery. Then there's heat milk, which is very rich in other nutrients. And we want the baby to get both. So the formula milk is to hydrate the baby and get energy to breastfeed. It's like glucose water for the baby. Then the heat milk is the milk that the baby needs to grow and grow healthy. So we are there to help you. You can get in touch with me on our page, Toto Touch, or www.tototouch.co.ke. You can WhatsApp me on 0723-553-188. I'll show you or demonstrate to you, because now we are doing virtual classes and running, and I'll teach you how to attach the baby if you didn't get it correct. If you have any questions, you're free to ask me, and I'll walk the journey with you. We can agree on 1 or 2, 3 things, and then we are good to go. I wish you well. If you're breastfeeding, congratulations. I know it's not easy. I also went through a hard breastfeeding journey, and I was a nurse at Nairobi Hospital by then, and everybody was like, you're a doctor, you're a nurse, why should you get difficulties? Let me say this, breastfeeding is an act that is run by the mother and the baby, so it has to go harmoniously. If it doesn't go harmoniously, both of you and baby agree, one of you will have problem. Either the baby will have colic and etc., or the mother will have cracked nipples and bleeding nipples. But we are there for you. We are here to support you. And my name is Susan. I wish you well. Cheers.